about Arch. The guy's going to be a damn weapon. And you got to understand this. In punting, special teams in general, every punt he hits isn't going to be a 55, 60-yarder. He'll miss hit one. That's going to happen. And when it does, I'll take it. All right, but I'm telling you, when you look up at the end of the year with his body of work, you're going to go, holy cow, this guy is the real deal.
What do you make of Coach mentioned several times the other day that he has not played in a football game. So how do you think that knowing what you know about his personality, competitiveness, how does that work on August 28th for him to walk out at Arrowhead Stadium?
Well, when you think about it, last year is in the SEC. 14 of 16 punters in the SEC came from Australia, from Pro Kick. And I've known Johnny, who runs Pro Kick, for 22 years. Years ago, we had one at LSU. We had one at North Carolina. So, I mean, I've been a part of having a bunch of Australian punters. None of those guys have played a game of football. They may have played professionally, like the last one I had, Jackson Ross, played professionally for a handful of years, Australian rules football, but none of them have played American football. So I don't worry about it. And truly, I mean, I've been through this. It's not my first rodeo. So, you know, being able to take all that, the information and all the training from my past and how we've trained Archie, I mean, I'm beyond confident with him.
What is the adjustment like just with the live rush for him? Obviously, he's never played football. Just getting used to live rushers attacking a punter. Is that an adjustment for an Australian guy?
Oh, I mean, think about it. I mean, you got guys coming at you in helmets and shoulder pads, and you're standing back there 15 yards deep, and yeah, it's an adjustment. But since the day he got here, we went through OTAs at the end of spring, and we punted every day. And so that was his spring practice. And it was really his Coach Rule's idea, and it was a fantastic idea because we came in, number one, it integrated him to the team. Number two, got him used to it. Granted, we weren't in pads. And then we go out here first day in pads, and we're bringing the heat. And yesterday, we went backed up, brought everybody. And so he's felt it now. But go back to how he's trained, right? Those guys are trained to run around, scan the field to players coming to tackle him, and kick the ball. And that's what he's trained to do. So you can really incorporate a lot of what he's done in the past to what he's doing right now.
You got two offices?
I do.
Yeah. How do you want that one near the lake?
Well, I mean, I love that. That was actually Coach Rule's idea, to go down there because that's where our players are. I mean, they're on the first floor. We're up on the third floor. So a lot of times I'm down there and we sort the film so they can come in. It might take them 5 minutes and they can watch every play in special teams that they were on in practice. And so it gives you an opportunity to get really connected, really get to know these guys, and to individually coach them when you're not in the meetings. And so it really works well.
Can you walk us through how you first were introduced to Archie and your first impressions that made you believe that he could be a good fit here?
Well, full disclosure, he was going to be our next guy, the last place I was at. And so I kind of had him for sitting there for a little bit, just to be honest with you. And I've known about him for quite a while. And absolutely, positively, everything about him was what we were looking for.
Corey shared that he's going to lead the nation, either punt return or kick return. Just what excites you about his mentality and adding him to the special teams unit?
My personality, like, I don't go to Vegas, okay? Because if I played blackjack, I'd push all the chips in the middle. So I respect that. And y'all are sitting here, I would expect to be the best journalist in the country. We don't go out there to mess around. So for him to come up and say, I'm going to lead the country, I mean, I ought to be his mentality. That's my mentality. You know, it comes back to our head ball coach. I mean, think about if I was in a dark alley, okay, and there's 4 guys coming at me, I could pick one head ball coach to be with me. It'd be our guy. I'd say, Coach Rule, you got those 3, I got that one. We'd be just fine.
For a second, not many guys have the enthusiasm as he does for special teams, just going out there like he does, cheering on everybody. Do you know where that comes from, and what about that mentality with him excites you?
Go back to doing this for 23 years. First question NFL scouts ask, on a scale of 1 to 10, how much does he love the game? That's who he is. I mean, if there's an 11, he's an 11. I mean, when he was a little kid, I'm sure out in the backyard, they didn't have to twist his arm to go out there and play ball. I'm sure he was the kid rounding up everybody in the neighborhood and getting them ready to roll. So, I mean, he just loves the game. I love that. I respect that about him. And not only does he love it, he respects the game. You respect the game by going out and playing your his A off. And that's what he does every day.
Mentioned that Marshall, Benning, Barney, and Mosey have been returning some kicks, and he said he may have forgotten somebody. Is there anybody besides them, and how are you liking that group?
I love the group. And really, those are the main guys on punt return. And then we've got another group on kickoff return. But love our guys, love our group, and shoot, we're going to need a bunch of guys. And last year we led the nation. We had 4 different returners. And so, I mean, it's, you gotta have some bullets, and you gotta have guys. We got guys who want to be back there, and they're catching all kinds of punts, which is phenomenal. I think Coach Rule made a note of that the other day. So we're getting a ton of reps, a ton of experience, and I'll say it again: we're going to be aggressive. And if our players, if we go out and we make a mistake on special teams, I want you to write this: X stinks. All right, it's on me. I want our guys. I told them they can't make a mistake. They cannot make a mistake. The only mistake they could make is not making a full speed decision. That's it. We're going to go out. We're going to play with our damn hair on fire. And at the end of the year, when we look up, we're not going to go game by game. Some games, you got an opportunity on special teams to make a huge impact. But I know this from doing this a long time. If you try and force things on special teams, that's when you get in trouble. So you might go out there and we might return a couple punts for a touchdown. And then next game, they might kick everyone out of bounds. Don't get an opportunity. Don't get a pitch to hit, right? Same thing, but it's about executing every time you're on the field. That's why we start every meeting and break every meeting down with 1 shot, 1 kill. You got 1 play. This is not offense. You don't have 3. You're not guaranteed 3 unless you give the ball away or score, right? It's not defense, same as. You got 1 shot to go out there. You got 1 shot to kick a field goal. And there's 33, 33, 34. That's what we preach. 33% is on the snap, 33% is on the hold, 34% is on the kick. You can't really get to the 34 if the other 66 is not in line, right? So everybody's got a job to do. And if that job is not done well, I won't point a finger, I'll point a thumb. And that's the way we're going to do it. So again, at the end of the year, when we look up, we're all going to be smiling. But we're not going to ride a damn wave around here. And there's no curse. Only curse I know is we freaking making game-winning field goals where I've been. And our guys are confident. Our guys are going to play their tails off. And like I said, they got a free pass, man.
Can you size up that kicker battle right now with Cunanan and Hull and the guys you have there?
Yeah, we're going to – I won't get into where everybody's at other than I'll just say this. At the end of next week, we'll name a guy, and we'll roll. And we got a close battle right now. They've all done some nice things. And, again, we're going to need all 3 of them. So it's not It's not, where you start, it's where you finish, right?
How have you tried to communicate that mentality that you just talked about when maybe special teams has not had the most success here lately?
I don't use that word. Try. WTH? I thought Archie told you that. Wishing, trying, and hoping, right? We don't use those words. What we do, right, we're grown men. What we do, right, is we work every single day. And when you work and you put it on film and players see that what you're doing works, you gain confidence. You gain confidence by going out there and having success. And that's what we're going to do.
How would you
From your
evaluate the
experience-
snapping right now? Just evaluating the snapping situation.
We're not exactly where we want to be right now, but we don't need to be. I mean, the objective is we're chasing perfection, right? It's a never-ending race. You're always chasing it, and so we've got room for improvement, and we're going to improve. But I like what both our guys are doing, and then Wacker's working as a third and doing a nice job.
In your experience, what makes a good return man?
Well, to me, it's a little bit different. You have your punt returners and your kickoff returners. And I've always said this. I mean, it was an old saying that I heard years ago. A punt returner is truly like a fart in a skillet. I mean, that guy's just, he's gone, He's one cut, make you miss. Think about this. You're back there returning a punt, right? There's 22 players on the field, right? 21 of them are running at you. Your own guys and 21 are running at you. And so there's different levels, and there's different, they're spread out, there's levels, and you want to make sure that you understand the leverage of the return. But I tell our guys, you're like Picasso. I'm not back there. You got to paint the picture. It may be designed to go inside, and by nature of what happened during the play, you can take that thing to the field and go score. Go do it. So again, they can't be wrong. But you gotta be that guy. You gotta be like an outfielder, a center fielder who can track the ball, who wants to go get that thing, right? And our saying on punt return is, get it started, man. Just get it started. And our objective, we want to lead the country in punt returns, the number of returns. And then at the end of the year, we'll look up, and you want to average 10 yards or more. So every time you return a ball, you're giving your offense a first down. So instead of starting on the 30, you're on the 40, 40, you're on the 50, right? And that's what we were able to do the last place I was at. And it won a bunch of games for us. Going on, kickoff return is a different deal. Kickoff return, it goes back to Days of Thunder, where he's going around the corner and there's the wreck in front of him and all he sees is smoke. Remember that scene? And his pit man saying, drop the hammer. You got to be able to run through the smoke. You got to drop the hammer and run through the damn smoke on kickoff return. So it takes a little bit different guy there.
Mike, have you seen a progression among the specialists in the special teams coverage and return units to take on the intensity and mentality that you bring to special teams through this since you got here in February up until now?
It's been phenomenal, to be honest with you. I mean, our team, and it goes back to our head coach, we probably have the most disciplined team in America. I mean, these guys are taking notes in every meeting. We put up a depth chart, we go out on the field, and everyone's exactly where they're supposed to be. We talk about a technique, and we show it up on film. We walk through it. We go do it live, and it's magic. I mean, these guys do it right. But that's not what I've done. I mean, I've taught them, right? But the infrastructure, right, that I walked into was amazing. And it goes from the head ball coach, and then it goes, our strength coach, Corey Campbell's best I've been around. I mean, just the whole, so many different levels. So I'm just beyond excited. I'm excited to get out there and see these guys put it on tape.
What
You talked
makes you
about
speak
playing
so
with
highly-
hair on fire. Is there a guy or two that is leading by example in that? We always ask you about the return men and the kickers. Is there someone else who's really leading that way and behind the scenes a little bit?
Man, there's a ton of guys out there that, you know, I mean, there's probably 10 guys that I could name off, or maybe even more. I mean, it goes back to that culture piece, right? When I can't pick out one guy. I mean, there's so many guys, I'd feel bad giving you a couple names because there's so many guys that are doing exactly what we're asking them to do. And going back to your point right here, and this is just my belief, there's no such thing as leading by example. That society's made that up, right? There's 3 components to leadership. Number 1, you got to uphold the standard. Number 2, you got to hold your teammates accountable. Number 3, you got to want to. So leading by example, that's just called doing your job, right? Leadership's a contact sport. You got to open up your mouth and tell your buddy, pick it up, right? So that's what I think we've got. And Coach Rule does an amazing job. I walked into this.
What makes you speak so highly of Corey Campbell and your impressions of him?
Man, the way he relates to our players, the way he trains our players. You can have great relationships with players and whatnot, and they can like you, think you're cool, whatever. But if you can't develop them and teach them, ultimately at the end of the day, you're worthless to them. This guy's got it all. I mean, he's able to take guys, make them bigger, stronger, faster. He's able to take guys and instill the discipline that Coach Rule wants. All of it. I mean, he's just a complete coach. And our players respect the heck out of him because they know every time they walk in that weight room, they're getting better. That's the whole key to what we do. If you have that and that it factor, not many people do. And he got it in spades.
What have you brought to the program? You talked about the organization was really good. You came in. What have you seen that maybe you brought from other jobs here to up-level Nebraska?
Boy, that's kind of a subjective question on that. But I don't know. I believe that I'm a little bit different in the fact that I've had some very unique experiences. And with my experience for 23 years on the defensive side and coaching inside linebackers, which is kind of like coaching the quarterbacks of defense, the techniques of block destruction, the ability to understand and teach time and space, ball-me-man relationships, those things that's what I have my PhD in on the defensive side, the block destruction piece. And then being able to flip that around and understand how to combat it with blocking, because that's all this game's about, right? I mean, 95% of the time, you're either in block destruction mode, going to make a play on the ball, or you're blocking somebody. Only other times if you got the ball in your hand or you're getting the ball in your hand. So it's able to teach those base fundamentals and conceptually get our guys to understand have great field awareness of ball-me-man relationships in the time and space. I think that maybe that's probably one of my strengths. I don't know if I brought it, but I mean, that's kind of who I am.
You gonna get a chance to use Vincent Shavers on special teams at all?
Yeah, all those guys are open. I mean, coach is like, hey, coach told me, he's like, the objective's to be the best. That's the standard. And so go do it.
You know, like some coordinators are like, I want to use a lot of starters. Others coordinators are like, this is an opportunity for somebody who isn't a starter. But how do you kind of sort that out? Just the best guys for each unit?
Yes and no. I think I told you last time, but for the last 4 years, I mean, we didn't play one starter. And we didn't not only play one, I mean, it was true freshmen, walk-ons. That's what we played with, right? Here, and I think there's a great balance. I mean, if you have a star receiver, for example, and he's maybe right just a little bit better than a guy, you know, on punt return coming off the edge or doing a certain job or on kickoff return, I would prefer to play the younger guy. Leave some tread on his tire get that guy involved in the game, right? Get him that game experience. So if it's close, I want to go with that. I want to go with that younger guy, and I want to go, but not with the expense. If there's a big gap, no, I'm not doing that. So that's kind of.
Anything else, Coach?
Thank you.
I appreciate y'all.
Thank you.
Thank you.